Hello YouTube, back once again with my film reviews, and tonight I saw the new M. Night Shyamalan horror movie, The Visit. Ooh, and yeah, let's talk about this one. Well, before I get talk about this, let me just say this right now about M. Night Shyamalan. Only movie I like of his is The Sixth Sense. That's it. That is the only movie I enjoy on a pure entertainment value. I think is legitimately good, well-written, well-made movie. That I also enjoy The Happening, but that's one that's just so bad it's good level. But that and The Last Air, he made The Last Airbender. I think that's one of the worst fucking things ever made. My most hated movie of all time, and I just curse M. Night Shyamalan's name for defending that piece of shit of a movie. Fuck you, M. Night, for defending that. But so here's his new movie, The Visit, which a lot of people were hoping was going to be the return to form for M. Night Shyamalan, and what I thought was really what form, guys? He really made one good movie, arguably two. Everything else, guys, really, nothing that good out of the... We have ranged from mediocre to worse, some of the worst abominations of cinema ever made. Really, that we don't have that much of a form here to return to. It's more of a one-hit wonder, and we're hoping this would be lightning striking twice with him. And, but let's talk about this movie. First, the plot. The plot's about it's about a brother and sister played by Olivia DeJonge and Ed Oxenbould. I hope I'm saying these names right. Who, their mother played by Kathryn Hahn. She is going on a week-long cruise with her boyfriend. So the two of them are sent to go visit Kathryn Hahn's grandparents their grandparents for a week, and the grandparents are played by Deanna Dunnigan. I hope I'm saying that right, and Peter McRobbie, and it's supposed to be Kathryn Hahn has not talked to her parents in about 15 years or so, and the kids have never met their grandparents, and so the daughter Jonge is trying to make a documentary and trying to mend the relationship, and and that's pretty much the premise of the movie. And as the week goes on, things get more and more sinister. That's the plot of the movie. Let's get into the good and the bad. Good. Well, let me say this right now. This is hands down the best M. Night Shyamalan movie in a long time. Compared to his past few films, this is a modern masterpiece of cinema right here. But let's face it, guys, that's not saying much. And, but I will say this felt like the first time M. Night was in on the joke. There are parts in this movie when the movie's trying to clearly make you laugh, and it's clearly going for black comedy, and you will laugh. It's not like The Happening when you're laughing at it ironically because it's so stupid. But the dialogue really isn't that pretentious in this movie. It almost feels like M. Night may have been broken after his last few movies, because the dialogue is pretty straightforward, not pretentious at all, really. So that. First time M. Night, this is the first time M. Night's been tolerable in a while, so there's that. The two kid actors, DeJonge and Oxenbould, once again, I hope I'm saying these right, they were really good as the two kid leads. They played their parts well. They were good at emoting, especially DeJonge, when she gets a really big scene, when she's starts breaking down and bursting in tears. She does a really good job at it, and they weren't the least bit annoying. They were both very likable, and I'm glad the fact they were allowed to swear, because I always hated horror movies, when kids are about to die and they don't just start saying fuck, no, they swear. I always like that. It makes it feel more natural, and they were two very likable leads, and did a great job, especially to DeJonge, like I said. The two grandparents played by Peter McRobbie and Deanna Dunnigan. Once again, I hope I'm saying these names right. They were freaking amazing in this movie. They were so wonderfully, gleefully insane from beginning to end. They just do so many weird things. They're just a great scene. There's just a... I don't even know what. Just I want the whole you can't leave your room past 9:30. Just a scene when it suddenly hits 9:30 and they just cut back to the grandmother and she's just standing here with her hand like this. I was just that's amazing. The scene where they play Yahtzee had me in almost tears of laughter. And I gotta say, they could also be very creepy in a few scenes. They were very enjoyably creepy in a few moments, and that was great. And That and much like M Night, they always seemed like they were in on the joke. Like they were never. There were times they were taking it seriously, but it wasn't 100% serious. And so I didn't give them the. So they also seem to be in on the joke from the time to time, especially the scene when they do Yahtzee. That was just amazing when they did the Yahtzee scene. This is a found footage horror movie, and like all found footage horror movies, always gotta ask yourself the three big questions: A, who's shooting this? B, why are they shooting this? C, when shit starts going down, does it make sense why they're not putting the goddamn camera down? And I will say, well, it is actually a good justification for why, even if it's a bit weird, of why this camera is running and who's running it. The only thing that doesn't work really is well, I'll give it credit. The whole why are they keeping the camera running? They do give a good justification until like the last act. When they hit the last act, your will just be groaning like, "Put the goddamn camera down, you freaking idiot!" So there's that. I'd say like it worked like 70% of the time. The other 30 though, you'll just be like, put the fucking camera down, idiot. So not the best. Still, Unfriended is still the #1 example of the year of how to justify why you need to keep the camera running. So there's that. I'll give this movie credit. Like when the grandparents start coming off as insane, they do give it. They do try to justify the insanity, like why these two kids wouldn't be like completely disturbed right off the bat. They're just like for the grandmother, like when like she just starts like flipping out, like anytime it's past 9:30, like the grandfather's like, oh yeah, she has like this bad psychosis issue, like she becomes like, it's like a trigger for her anytime the sun goes down, and there's that like the grandfather's just like he keeps a thing of shitty diapers of used diapers in a cabin he has, and they're just like, oh, why do you have a cabin of this? And they're just like, okay, look like my bowels, I'm not good at controlling my bowel anymore, and like I'm embarrassed by this. So they're like, it makes sense for a while why these kids would be like, I am really starting to be flipped out by these two. So there's that, and this was the thing I was hoping for the most. That there is the return of the M. Night Shyamalan plot twist in this movie, and been a while since we've seen one of those. Not really one since The Happening, and it wasn't really even that big of a twist in The Happening, because I kind of said in the first 5 seconds. Has there really been an M. Night plot twist, like a big one, at least since The Village? Maybe. I don't know, but whatever you want to say. I'll give this movie credit. I was able to guess the plot twist before it happened, but that was mainly for the fact that I had heard that it was not supernatural going into it, and because of that, I was able to guess. But if you didn't know it's not supernatural, the movie does a somewhat of a good job about wrong footing you on where this is going, especially for that this is M. Night Shyamalan. So I'll give the movie credit. Did a good job at wrong-footing you on the plot twist. Now, what was the bad of this movie? Because, Jesus Christ, I don't understand how this is getting such positive reviews. I thought there was a lot of issues to this movie. Like, the main one is, guys, the movie wasn't that funny or scary for the most part. Like, there was definitely some good there was definitely some funny scenes, and, like, the Yahtzee scene, like I said. That, and there was a few, like, spooky scenes. Okay, there's one camera shot when like they open the door and they see something in a different distance. I was like, wow, that's actually kind of creepy. I was like, that's pretty creepy. But like, that's it. There's way better horror comedies out there. Like, way better ones. Like, and for the most part, it's not really the shot or dialogue that's funny. It is the actors' performance that are pulling it off that makes it enjoyably stupid and insane. Like, yeah, no, guys, I really did not find this. I was not scared at all watching this movie. Like, not what. I don't think I was ever once white-knuckled, and, so, yeah, for a horror comedy, that is a pretty huge issue if you're not laughing or being scared that much, so that's definitely a negative. That the dialogue, it was, like I said, it was better than M. Night Shyamalan's past works, but it could still be very awkward in a few scenes. The main one being with the girl the daughter to John's just like keeps saying like, I need to make this elixir, like, and they're just like, who the fuck says that? Because like all the elixir is like her mending like the relationship between the grandparents and their mother. And I'm just like, who calls that an elixir? No one does. Only in an M. Night film would they. The last third of the movie, like I said, they completely lost justification of the camera continuing to run. You will just be yelling, put the camera down, you freaking idiots. And that and the characters, when you hit the last third, they really start acting like freaking idiots. Like when there is a point, they know their life is in danger. They know they're in danger. They know they could die. They know these people are dangerous. And do they run? Do they just run to the nearest neighbor and just say Jesus effing Christ? Like these two crazy batshit people, like they're gonna like try and kill us. They're like, no, they just stay in the house. They're just like, oh, might as well just stay here. Like, how will our mother know where to pick us up if like we leave? I'm like, dude, just leave. Call your mother and said like, look, Grandma, like, came at me with a knife last night. Like, I just had to get out of there. Like, I'm not staying around for anything like that. The other thing besides the fact that they're not supposed to leave the room past 9:30 is they're told to stay out of the basement. Okay, the part of the great M. Night plot twist is in the basement at the end of this movie. And they go to the basement the stupidest time. It's not like when they know they're safe. No, it's like when they know like they could like set these two off at any moment. If they do, they're probably gonna die. They're just like, instead of running away, they're like, let's just go check the basement. Let's see what's in that basement. Let's not run. Let's not just run as far as humanly possible. No, they're just like, might as well just go to the basement, the place where we can be easily trapped in like. It's one of those kind of movies, and that they don't ever arm themselves for the most part. There is, when the grandparents start attacking them, you will literally be like, even if you just say, okay, they're too scared to think to pick up a pot or a knife, you know what they're holding? They're holding a camera. Beat the shit out of these people with the camera. You're holding this in your hands, or is it just because you needed the good at camera shots? Whatever, So there's that, and finally, let's talk about the big one. The big M. Night Shyamalan plot twist. Don't want to know what it is, cut out here, guys. And let me say this, it's a plot twist, it will make sense for 1 second. Moment you start thinking about it, it completely falls apart. Because, okay, here's the great plot twist for those who don't care. It turns out in the end that the two old people are not their grandparents, but are escaped mental asylum patients. And few thoughts ran through my head. A, how did they escape from this mental institution? Because these are people who are insane enough that they're willing to kill. They would probably be put under straitjacket or like heavy constraints for the most part, like not be able just to easily walk out and kill people. Just wow. How did the kids not have any idea what their grandparents look like? Say like, because they have the mother had a strained relationship with them, so she didn't want her to see them. And like my only thought, well, you know what, like when they were like going to like Pennsylvania, like the mother would be like, oh yeah, here's a picture of your grandparents, when you get to the station, look for them. They're just, no, none of that. They have absolutely no idea what their grandparents look like walking in. And when the mother realized, because it's the mother who tells them, no, that's not your grandparents, she tries to call the police, and the local sheriff's on dispatch then, so fair enough, like, it's a small town, there's only one sheriff. You know, to call the county police, it would probably only take, like, at max, like, 40 minutes for the cops to get to you. No, it's like hours when the cops finally show up. Of course, after, when the danger has passed, when they're safe, do the cops finally show up. M. Night, this movie needed one of two things. They either needed to be more straight up serious and logical, or needed a more tongue-in-cheek attitude to it. Like, it was meant to be, like, tongue-in-cheeky, like, oh, haha, like, the cops, of course, only show up until, like, after they're safe. Like, that would work. No, you're supposed to take this seriously, parts like this, and it doesn't work M. Night. So, I honestly don't know why this movie's getting better reviews than it is. I really, like, it may have been people are just so desperate to like M. Night Shyamalan again that just something that's okay they were willing to say was a modern masterpiece. So, final rating, The Visit gets a very solid 2.5 out of 5. It's a mediocre movie, guys. It's an okay horror comedy. So many better ones out there that are easy. If you go watch The Guest, it's from last year. Most people didn't see it. I rented it on Netflix. It is freaking amazing. That's a movie that understood how to switch from comedy to horror. And when it's scary, it is really scary. When it's funny, it is laugh out loud funny and how uncomfortable it is. But watch Your Next. I think it's from the same director as The Guest, but. This movie, so many better horror comedies out there, so many better found footage horror movies. There was Unfriended this year, like, just, it's okay. If you want to see it, if you're a big M. Night Shyamalan fan, you want to see something that's not painful to get through, go right ahead, but it's really not the great epic masterpiece, like, the great masterpiece Return to Cinema people thought it wanted it to be for M. Night, in my opinion, but, that's just my opinions. YouTube, as always, please subscribe, and I will see you next time. Okay, bye.